Freiburg 1, West Ham 0. I'm here with the old man. It is, I don't know, about 45 minutes after the game has finished, but we'll upload this in the morning on Friday afternoon, Friday lunchtime, something like that. You've just walked down from the club, haven't you, and watched the game there?
I did. Very frustrating.
Let's
Very.
go straight to the penalty thing at the end. Do you think that was a penalty?
I expected it to be given.
Did you?
Yeah, yeah. I think in the Premier League it possibly wouldn't, but in Europe I would have expected it to be given because they tend to be, if the ball's in an unnatural position, it gets given. And to me, your arms aren't normally where that guy's arms were, so
No,
I expected it
just
to
so
be
as we're
given.
clear, the ball doesn't. It's the ball's not got to be in an unnatural position. It's the arms. I don't. I tell you what, I don't even want to know what
Yeah,
position that ball's got to be in for it to be classed as unnatural. By the way, it sounds. I'm thinking it's quite painful actually for the ball to be in an unnatural place. Uh, the ball's in an ungodly place. No, listen. You said you were frustrated. Were you frustrated with the decision, with the result, or with the performance? What was your main frustration?
all all three, but mainly the performance. I just cannot understand why Moyes does not learn lessons. You know, uh, we're lucky that Paqueta didn't get sent off today. There were several times where he started getting quite theatrical. He could quite easily have been booked by another referee. And Moyes just doesn't change things quickly enough. And his substitution, bringing on Phillips, you predicted it before the game started that it was going to happen, but it just did not help us at all. Antonio should have come on 20 minutes earlier, in my opinion. And here we are, all our important players have played all, either over 90 minutes or very, very close to 90 minutes. Ridiculous situation. We're going to end up with
What about the timing
injuries.
of the substitution, though? Because that Phillips substitution came. That was his. It was immediately after their goal. That was his answer to their goal.
Yeah, yeah, but so his only answer really was to move Suchek up the front and bring Phillips into cover at the back and move Alvarez back a bit further. Not good enough. Antonio and Ings are both finishers of different sorts. He had to bring on Antonio. He should have brought him on before that, but he didn't. Ward Prowse was having no impact on the game apart from his set pieces. His attempt at that free kick that was 40 yards out was ridiculous. Um, he's just we've got to make the opposition think. We never do because we're just so bloody predictable. Ridiculous, in my opinion. What did
Do you
you
think
think?
anyone? What did I think? I was very, very frustrated with it, truth be known. And I mentioned, I mean, you won't have seen a video because I just recorded it, which I uploaded. I don't like it when there's controversial decisions which sometimes can mask the deficiencies in the game.
Yeah,
And that's what I was most worried about. And I don't know, to be fair, I've come straight from the game. I recorded the initial video, which would have gone live as people watched this last night. And then I've done this. I haven't seen a reaction, but I was sort of worried this whole West Ham robbed by poor refereeing decision, which would I didn't think it was the biggest injustice. I'd have been annoyed if it had been given against us. I agree it probably should have been a penalty, but I was just worried that it might mask what I thought was basically some overly defensive tactics. What I thought and what really frustrated me was this position is basically that James Ward-Prowse is a defensive attacking midfielder, and then when Paquetá went to the middle, he became a defensive winger. And I just think we are just so frequently playing with one less attacker in our team. And I'll tell you why I felt sorry. I felt sorry for a lot of people. I felt sorry for myself, quite frankly. But I felt sorry for you up the club. I felt sorry for everyone that travelled over to Germany more than anyone else. But Kudus and Bowen actually looked to be in relatively good form. They looked quite sharp and they were trying to make things happen. Some good crosses and we missed some decent chances, but there's not enough of them there to create something. And even someone like Kudus, I still feel he's handcuffed slightly.
Yeah,
He's got such a rapacious shot that I would like to see him central more often, or given license to get central. Certainly given as much license as Paquetá does to get central. He would do different things. He would travel well to ball. I actually thought Bowen looked really good as a centre forward, but it just wasn't enough. He was making the runs, he was dropping off. He looks like he's learning the role. There's no way we should have lost that game, and I was really annoyed with David Moyes for not putting his foot on their throat, basically. When we had control of the game, which we got control of the game after. I felt after about 55 minutes, I thought we had full control of that game.
oh, absolutely. From the 10th minute of the second half all the way through to the point where they scored the goal, we were in control and we were coming up with chances every 10 minutes, roughly. The goalkeeper made a superb save from Bowen.
Yes.
Bowen put over a fabulous cross for Paqueta. Unfortunately, Paqueta didn't finish it. It was a bit. One of the defenders cut out Bowen's attempt, didn't he? When Bowen a ball came over from the right hand side. I can't remember. I think it was Kudus played that one as well, and Bowen hit it with his left foot, and
Yes.
the defender was all over him. But yeah, we had all the better chances in that game. Two or three chances from corners. Yeah, it's very frustrating. They didn't look particularly good, and
They were crap.
we stifled them at the start. They looked typical German, fairly efficient, technically reasonable, but they weren't creating anything. And yeah, we lost the game. They didn't win it.
Yeah. Do you you confident? No, you confident? Well, we're going next week. You confident we'll turn it round?
We should do, as long as we don't do anything silly. And you know, I hope we've got the same referee. To be honest,
He was all right, wasn't he? Yeah. I
because
thought he was.
I
No,
thought the referee actually let the game go. I think he should have given the penalty, but as you said, if that was a penalty against us, I'd have been upset that it was given.
yeah,
Um,
and he didn't when the geezer dived.
yeah,
When a geezer dived, and it Mavropanos, like Mavropanos had kicked him, but he hadn't, and he went 2 or 3 strides further on and then fell down. He went, "Get up, get up." I thought he was a strong referee. I
yeah.
think I think when there were things that both teams could possibly think had gone against them, and 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 I thought he also took no nonsense. I think if you watch a referee and you think actually he's done that probably evenly for both teams, fine. And do you know what? I was actually not for West Ham. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I felt it was actually good for the game of football itself that a ref. I was pleased, not for West Ham because
I know
I
what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say now, that he actually had the balls to ignore VAR. And
yeah.
as far as I can remember, the only other one who's done that's Michael Oliver, who's
I
basically.
was just it was yeah, it was nothing to do with West Ham. He just backed his own convictions, and I can't quite shift as much as I wanted West Ham to score that. Yes, I was really I don't feel rough justice because for the reasons I said, if we are relying and what was that 94 minutes and 28 seconds, whatever it was, if we're relying on that to draw a game, then we've got
that we
some
that
problems.
we controlled for the
Yes.
majority of the game. You know, we were the ones making chances. They were having, ridiculous long shots. I mean, how many shots did they have that missed the goal by at least 10 yards? Must have been 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, Fabianski didn't have a lot to do at the start of the game. Those crosses were coming in, and Mavropanos was doing a really good job of clearing them out. What did you make of the goal, by the way? Their goal.
It was just avoidable. I think Alvarez, he was trying to do the right thing, and the pass was misplaced. But we should have cut that ball out. Zuma, as the guy on the commentary said, Zuma was ball watching rather than thinking about where the man was. Yeah, I wonder if Areola was in goal, whether we'd have conceded it. Not, but I'm not blaming Fabianski overly, but he did seem to be a bit too far to the right of the goal to me.
Well, I think it was a mishit cross, which I think
Yeah,
is what. Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
I think that's why he was positioned like that. So I think you can make the case for Fabianski. However, even if that had been an accurate cross, Zuma had still lost his man.
yeah.
And you're right, out the Alvarez pass. I thought was good up to that point, Alvarez, of course, because he just generally
You're allowed a misplaced pass, and to be honest, it was a misplaced pass to somewhere that shouldn't have been dangerous.
yeah.
It was well inside their half. It's not as if we only had 3 players to defend against 5 attackers or something. It wasn't anything like that. We had most of the men behind the ball. It should not have been a problem, but it was.
No, fair play, mate. Fair play. Just before we go, because it's late. It's 4 minutes to 11 now. Were there any other West Ham fans up there? Just so as you know, he goes where he lives, which is nowhere near West Ham territory at all. It's down. He goes at the cricket club because they have the games on. Any other West Ham fans at the cricket club?
Only a couple. There's always 2 or 3 of us.
Any Freiburg fans at the cricket club?
Funnily enough, no.
No.
No Freiburg fans. But next week there won't be any up there because I'll be at the London Stadium with you, and the other 2 are both skiing.
Oh well, they're off ski. They're off ski, yeah. And yes, there definitely be some Freiburg fans at that game where we are. All right, well, listen, we'll look forward to that. We'll do a little build up, and I'm sure we'll do a little video after that game, the return leg. So I think to summarise, overly defensive, an unnecessary loss, but not irretrievable. Fair to say that?
We should beat Freiburg. I mean, we've beaten them twice already. We've been the better team on 3 occasions. Yeah. So there's no reason to think that we won't be the better team on the 4th occasion. And again, we've got an easy match, hopefully, this weekend. I'm not sure who they're playing.
I haven't got a bloody clue. I could go look now, but now it's bloody 3 minutes to 11. So I'm going to bed. We'll discuss that in the build up to the next one.
I do need one other question answered though.
Go on.
Are you swimming on Sunday?
I forgot. Me swimming. It didn't work, did it?
No.
I think I did because I've got. I wouldn't call myself fit, but I've got less unfit, and I think I've those extra couple of lengths might have been the difference. I don't know.
I don't think you should talk about length.
or height. Yeah, that's gone. That's gone.
And you're quite close to fit. If you replace the I with an A.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Or the F with an SH. There we go. Anyway, I'll see you later. Okay. I'm gonna see you on Saturday.
Yeah. Look forward to it.
We'll go swimming. See you later.